Hello, this is Tara Galeano of Boulder Sex Therapy. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is the Rediscovering My Body, a virtual retreat Q&A. If you are available to join me, if you are ready for this venture, I'm here to answer some questions that you may have about this. So last month was the first offering of this virtual retreat based upon a class that I developed for Boulder Community Health a number of years ago, and this class was originally developed for women who had had breast cancer primarily, but all cancers, and they were working on issues of body image, and they were working on trauma that they had experienced throughout the course of their life, not just through their cancer treatment and cancer diagnosis, but through collectively living in these organisms for decades. And so I thought this class is really going to address a lot of those issues. And what I found is that the content not only helped the women surpass their goals of what they had wanted in terms of connecting with their sensual selves, but it helped them also connect with others, the other women in the class, their partners, significant others, dating. So it was really a phenomenal result. And women across the board were asking me, hey, I would love to sign up for this, and I've not had cancer. Where can I sign up? And in January of this year, I decided, yes, I need to be offering this to all women. And men have since then said, we want ours as well. And I think, well, you'll just need to wait a little bit longer. But women, you are my priority at this time. Rediscovering My Body is my gift to you. And it is, again, a virtual retreat all day on Thursday, May 21st. So the first question that I received is, why is there an application process? And how do I fill that out? So the application, I'll put the link down below, is a very simple form for you to fill out. And the reason why I have people fill out the application is because I want to know that you are serious about making this commitment to yourself. And goodness, so many variations of that. And I think I was speaking about this yesterday about coronavirus and how so many of us have been trapped, if you will, in our homes with loved ones or people that we have known for a long time or not known for a long time. And we may not be able to carve out the space for ourselves that we want, because all of a sudden what may have been a more spacious life where we were able to commute to work or have some alone time in the home, there is a full house around us all the time, and so carving time out for ourselves seems insurmountable. And so I want women to be able to go through this application process, because this is the beginning of prioritizing yourself, so you can sit down and answer some of the questions in a thoughtful way, 3 or 4 sentences at most for the whole application, so you can understand what your intentions are that you're setting to join this retreat. And a few videos ago, I did, a focus on intention setting, which is, again, is something that I feel like is really important that we do on a regular basis when we wake up in the morning. What is our heart intention for the day? Not is it, what did I have to do? What's on my list of laundry things that I need to get done? But what is it in my heart that lives for me that I need to fulfill? Or how do I need to show up in the world while I'm doing this laundry list of things that I've got itemized here? So this is the opportunity, because it's not really so much what we do, it's really how we do it. And so I want to give you the opportunity to begin to reflect on that, because when you sign up for the retreat, that is the beginning of prioritizing yourself. That is the beginning of putting yourself first. Woo! And from there, the magic begins. In the morning, we dive into issues of body image, which for women is the number one inhibitor for sexual expression. The number one. Not necessarily sexual interaction, but just sexual expression. How do you feel sexy within your own body? Well, body image is going to influence how you feel sexy in your own body, and whether you do feel sexy in your own body, and how you express it. So we're going to do an activity which will transform your sense of your own body image and give you a deeper sense of what makes you feel sexy, of how it is that you express that sexiness to yourself or to others. So we're going to dive in deep there. And then we'll take a little bit of a break. I think it's important to get up, to move around, to integrate these experiences through walking, through dance, through some type of movement. We don't just always get something through this cerebral cortex. We need to actually integrate things into the body. That's why I'm calling this Rediscovering My Body, because the body has inherent wisdom that we need to tap into as women, as human beings, because the body never lies. The body's always in the present moment, whereas our mind can go to the future and cause anxiety, and it can get stuck in the past and cause depression. But the body, the gift that it gives us is that it is always in the present moment. And we have vehicles that can help us connect to the present moment, like through our breath, which I will teach you a breathing exercise throughout the course of the retreat that will be phenomenal in helping you come back to the present moment. So that's why we begin with the body. That's why we begin with the body image and our sense of self. And then we dive into the more difficult pieces of where we get stuck. That stuckness, oftentimes for me, is exhibited as trauma or overwhelm to the nervous system, some tension or stress that has been stuck within the physiology. And I'm going to help you look at that so you can begin the releasing process. Huge transformation helps with that when we're able to be with that stuck sensation within our body, to be able to identify it, to be able to articulate where it's at, and then be able to maybe give it some breath or give it some movement so there can be a little bit of change there. So I'm going to invite you to another activity in the afternoon that will help open that up for you. And so I was speaking earlier about this time of coronavirus where we're living in a full house. Many of us, school-aged children are home, adult children are home from college, that there's a sense of where do we find the time for ourselves. And I think over the course of history, that has been a woman's dilemma. Virginia Woolf wrote about it, A Room of One's Own. And I read a poem or a quote from Audre Lorde yesterday, the poet and visionary and thought leader who spoke about the economy of poetry and really the economy of time for women that we have for our own self-expression. So I'm inviting you to claim this time for yourself first, to prioritize yourself first. So from this center that you can then proceed, so you have more to give to yourself, so you have more to give to others. And so in this time of coronavirus, I have been here in beautiful Sonoma County out of the city, which has been great for me. So I'm in California and it's been absolutely beautiful. And I've been staying with a gracious host, a very lovely human being who's opened up their home so generously to me and has been so loving and warm and kind. And my MO for getting time for myself is always to leave. And I recognize that because my desire, hey Luis, good to see you. My desire is always to leave. And I am coming to a point where I'm going on a trip. I'm going to get on the airplane, and there was some talk about whether I should self-quarantine or not. And I was all for it because I love to leave. And so I looked at that and thought, well, why would I want to leave and self-quarantine and go on this trip and then be in my home in San Francisco, in the city, where I would not be in nature, where I would not be in a rural community, where I would not be able to go outside, where I would not be with the love and affection of my friend? Why? And in my imagination, I thought, because then I will get the things that I need to get done. And the reality is, I don't know that that's true, but I could look back at my past history and see my behavior of leaving. I leave, I check out. And I thought, goodness, and I'm asking you women, to not check out and to prioritize yourselves. And how am I doing that? And so I decided, what would it be like if I stayed? If I stayed here in Sonoma County and continued to do the work that I'm doing, and actually within this time frame, carve out time for myself and set a ritual and routine where I'm opening up the day to do what it is that I'm claiming to do, and then closing the day with very specific intentions and with very specific behaviors, and ritualizing this process so it can really be contained. And I thought, wow, whew, that is exactly what I'm asking you as women who are going to join me on this virtual retreat to do. And I need to do this too. What I know as a teacher is that when I do the things that I ask my students or participants to do, then I'm in alignment with what it is that I'm teaching. And when I don't do that, well, then we're all in trouble. And then I'm bypassing. And who needs a teacher that's bypassing, right? You want a teacher, you want somebody who's leading, who's actually doing the work. And so I am telling you, I'm doing the work. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to leave you with that to ponder. I have more answers to your questions. If you have more questions, please pop them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them, and I look forward to hearing from you. Be well. Mwah.